Welcome back to the Not That Good Yet podcast. Today's guest is Milan. He's a friend of mine and he's working on a really interesting project in the fashion space. He's the co-founder of Our Shift, a Copenhagen-based fashion brand that works with B2B clients to transform textile waste into new pieces. There is so much unused material that they have even developed their own fashion lines, alongside offering workshops, exhibitions, and fashion shows, including one coming up on August 4th during Copenhagen Fashion Week. Milan is also a runner who combines climate activism with unique challenges, using them as a way to stay motivated and bring more meaning into his races. At its core, his work is about rethinking the fashion industry and raising awareness around circularity. We also talk about the InTents Everest project, where they are heading to Everest Base Camp to collect abandoned tents and other textile waste, a climbing journey aimed at raising awareness about the environmental impact and trash left behind in that region. It was a really enjoyable conversation, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you'd like to support the podcast, please consider rating it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and subscribing on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy.
We've met for a few years. I think that I've known you, and we've partnered in few different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I've DJ'd in some of your events. I've played in some of your events.
Yeah. But we never have a chance to talk about running yet.
But we've never had a chance to talk about running.
Yeah.
That is true. I'm just wondering how is your project going? Our Shift, your brand. How is that going now?
I mean, I can't complain. It's really good. We get more and more partners to work with us about upcycle projects and then taking the circularity to the next level. So yeah, more and more festivals sign up doing the project with us. Not just festival, but other companies. And so yeah, it's going the right way. We take a lot of tents to upcycle them into meaningful garments and accessories, and taking from there. We have some crazy projects now going on.
Yeah,
but
all right.
I'm looking forward. It's gonna be tents and mountaineering a little bit combined together. So
all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like mountaineering and trail running even and has been also a big hype lately.
Yeah, exactly.
With things.
Yeah.
And I think that matches the tent and the festival also.
Yeah. But actually, something what I have to admit, I think Copenhagen does something to you. Like when I move here, like it's gonna be 7 years, and then I really vividly remember the first year here living in Vesterbro, and I went to one of the school parties, and then the day after it's like 10 o'clock, and then I opened the window because I was wake up by this massive sound. I was like, what's going on? And I saw these people running through Vesterbro, and it was a half marathon. And I'm like, who would do this? Like, who would sign up for this? And then, few years fast forward, and we are those people.
Yeah.
What is this? Like, is it the city? Is it the age? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think another conversation I've had here is also like everyone is doing something active. Everyone is doing, I don't know, Pilates or running or doing, I don't know, or all sorts of things that you find people doing, and it's a little bit contagious. You feel like you want to be part of it. And it's also, I think, a social thing. You meet someone, and you might just, I'm doing this. Do you want to join? I'm doing bouldering. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
These kind of things, and I think then it sticks. Right. I remember that not only in some of events related to Our Shift, but in the 2022 Copenhagen Half, I ran that race, and I remember in the end, arriving in the end, and you were there with a huge flag, with the Our Shift, and I remember, and I see that you also try to combine a lot of that together in your journey. So I have two questions that I wanted to ask. Is like, first, when did you start? Like, did the running thing become a thing? And I see that you already sneak peeked a little bit of how that went. And then how did Our Shift and running combine together? Yeah.
So with running, I think it was quite a big part of my life since I was young, because I was part of the volunteering firefighter team.
Okay.
And in Czech or Central Europe is a normal thing. Like every village have their volunteer firefighter team, and one of the disciplinary is actually quite long runs, and I loved it. I used to do it a lot, but I never and I think I was always better with long runs than sprints.
Okay.
But then uni started and I quite dropped it, blah blah blah. But like fast forward when I come back to Copenhagen, it's something what clicks in me, and I'm a morning runner. I really love that.
Okay.
When actually after that half marathon, what I saw this, I was just like, why? Maybe I should try it. And then actually I started talking about it with a few people. They told me that they done it, and I was like, hey, this is so cool. Let's try it. And then I run in the mornings around the lakes.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I have few people who I met on the everyday basis.
Yeah.
Like, and I just love that we never like talk, or like we just like not be like, hey, and then acknowledge it. And then sometimes, when you do it for long enough time, you end up running to each other and talk. So that's so fun. And that's bring me to like, I joined Sparta. Okay. And then they're insane. I think they're a really good group. I moved to Ostebro, so I run, and they start in the from that group, around the Velleparken, and they're just so clever regarding how to train, what to do, blah blah blah, and so well organized, and I really love them.
Right.
And then eventually also Enbro runners, they're also really nice. But how they get with our shift, I think running and activism was quite good combination. So you have a lot of NGOs who run for something, or against something, right? And then so there is like one of my friend ran against the cancer, so that's quite interesting runs to do. And then I was just like, if you do it with some meaning. So I actually did it with some flags. I was running with like stop fucking burning clothes. Or then the one marathon I did it with peace, pretty please. It was like I have a flag connected to my backpack, and I run with that, and because I was, or I just do it for fun. So actually, for my first marathon, I decided to run for 42 of my closest friends or family. So every kilometer I ask them to make one song, to choose one song, and I write their names on the t-shirt.
Okay.
And then connect it with and make a playlist, and put my mom and my father as the last ones. So I would have to finish it because I was it's your first marathon, and it ain't easy. I did it, actually my first one was over 4 hours, so it wasn't the best time, but I finished it. It was really warm.
Finishing is already a huge achievement.
Exactly. Yeah.
I haven't finished one yet.
Okay, but you have something to look for. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But it's like it was something like, but maybe it's me. I just need some extra stimulations, and I love connecting stuff. When I do running, I also wanna do something with my friends.
Yeah.
And or making this like playlist which is connected to running. So, and then if I cooking, I have to also do something connected to
okay.
and it's always like those two things together. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. It's so funny. People have so many different reasons and ways they approach running. I mean, for me, it's a way more, I think, solitary thing. It's something I do for me. I'm an afternoon runner. I go after work as my, release and in a way to just finish the day in a good way. And I also go to run around the lakes. But
nice.
I think in the morning there's that specialty because there's not that many people around. So if you see someone, it's like, you're one of the ones, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like for me it works in the afternoon. It works a little bit better for me.
Yeah.
I've also thought of joining Sparta. It's something I'm actually considering. Yeah. Because having just a group of people that you can meet connect with. I think that's something I'm starting to explore, and also like the whole thing around the races that they organize and all that. I think that could be nice to be part of that.
But what is the solitude for you? Like what does running brings to you? Actually?
I don't know. I think it's also kind of like a meditative thing for me. I like just to go out and be those 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, in in my head, figuring out some things, like having thoughts about things, or listening to a nice podcast, or listening to music, or whatever it is kind of a space that I have for myself.
Yeah.
But I see that starting to run more and more every week. I have also space to go run with friends and stuff, because it's nice also to share that experience. Yeah. Sometimes going to run with my girlfriend or friends, it's nice.
It's a good combo.
Yeah.
Like I heard, and I'm gonna steal it from someone, but you know what I love about the running is that exactly the solitude, and then clean your minds. And then my favorite thing is about that, you know, running is the opposite of drugs, because it sucks in the moment, but it's amazing afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, and then like the peace what brings you after the run, and then you take a shower, and then you're like, you know, all the problems, I'm not saying all the problems disappear, but you know, you get like this way bigger picture.
Yeah.
And then you also get answers in it.
Yeah.
Which is insane. You just run, and then you're like, oh wait, this conversation wasn't as hard as I thought, or that thing what we are going through is not as difficult. You know, we're still alive, or something like that. Yeah. And then it's so like, you know, you just get oxygen in your brain, and that's sometimes all what you need. Yeah,
that's sometimes that little thing. I feel the same every time I come back from a run, and I think that's why I feel like until now I haven't really struggled a lot with motivation and training, because I know that when I go out, I have a smile on my face. I come back with a smile on my face, or at least if I was in a low mood before going, I know I'm gonna be in slightly better mood. Yeah, I might not be extremely happy every run, but I know I'm gonna be slightly better. And that keeps me going. I really enjoy that side of things. But it's so funny that you have every race or, you know, run that you do, you kind of have this goal almost, or this extra thing that you attach to it. To make it make sense, and to make it in a sense is a reason for you to do it, right? These things. So I have to ask, how was it to run in a suit for the Copenhagen half? Because I feel like everyone just tries to maximize, you know, speed and efficiency and all that, and try to be the fastest. Yeah. But I feel like running in a suit or running with the flag is kind of the opposite of that.
It's definitely not the most aerodynamic thing to run with, and I also decided to run with it like full on tie. Like it was, you know, I was like, let's try it. You know, I don't even know. It wasn't challenge with. It wasn't like that someone would be like, and you know, I was just like, why not? It's and then you see these people who run like, you know, the pineapple guy, or that's insane.
That's like, insane. Yeah.
But he just ran with Boost. Have you seen?
Yeah, he was sponsored, and he ran with a can, right?
Yeah, I'm like, that's bloody insane. It's like a next level towards it. But I think for me, it's just, you know, I'm like, I just wanna, you know, experience stuff. And I think that was such a nice experience. It's I also ran it with in that time very good friend of mine, and then she ran next to me, and then in some point like I had headphones, and then my brother called me and was like, oh, good luck with your half marathon. I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm doing it right now. And I did this, and it was such a fun moment. Someone take a picture of it, and it's like, it was my friend, and I like look like her bodyguard. I mean, like, just like with the talking, like, I literally did this, you know, and it's just like, but you know, I learned that even King doesn't have, his bodyguards doesn't have suits when they run. The next week is the King's run, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah? Yeah. Oh, that's so good that you find tickets.
Yeah, I'll be there in the 10K.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What is it actually? It's 1K, 5, 10?
I think it's 1 mile, 5K and 10K.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't get tickets. They sold out super quick, but I just had a friend of mine that was that, you know, decided to sell it, and I was lucky. So
that's so nice. Tickets, so because the tickets there are like insane. Yeah.
Especially for the Copenhagen one. It's just last year I went to see, and I actually saw the King running through. Yeah. It was actually quite funny.
I actually love it, and I love that he is actually initiative this. Like that's so beautiful, you know? Yeah. He could do so many different things, but now it's his thing to do.
Yeah. And Danes really get I mean, you can see it. The race is literally sold out for months.
Yeah. But that's the same with like half marathons and marathons, right?
Yeah.
Like now they make even the pre-sign up, like a lottery, that you get a lottery that you can buy the ticket. I'm like, that's the most funnest thing ever. It just, next level.
Yeah, I know that London now this year had the highest ever sign-ups. I think it was like 1.3 million people signed up for the race. And next year they're gonna actually be the first race to do 2 days of the weekend in a row. So they're gonna do Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
And 50,000 people each day. So I think they're gonna accept 100,000 people, but out of 1.3 million, it's still like a very low acceptance rate.
That is really low rate. That's crazy.
So yeah, I signed up. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
But
good luck. Yeah.
But it's crazy how running is becoming such a massive thing.
Yeah.
I remember, I mean, I started running. I did sports for most of my childhood, not specifically running. I did a half marathon in 2019, even before I moved to Copenhagen. And I remember at that time, it was quite easy to get tickets. You know, you could just, let's run it. Yeah, sure. Let's just get a ticket and go for it.
Yeah.
And even in 2022, in that race, I remember I was running with I was supposed to go for it with a friend of mine, who then ended up not running it. But we were kind of postponing buying it.
Yeah.
And the race was in September, and I bought it in July. And he was like, I'll buy it later.
Yeah.
And then they sold out in August for the race in September.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you cannot even have a buying system because it's so many people on the minute that it comes out.
In
that
the
it needs
minute,
to be
it's
a ballot.
just like,
So it's just, it's just so many people now.
But it's so interesting. Like, do you think COVID changed it, or like what was the thing?
I think COVID definitely had a
right.
thing.
Yeah.
I actually haven't thought about that a lot, but I think COVID, because you can go for a run and not really interact with many people.
Yeah, and I think that's a thing that, you know, it's very social, but you don't have to do it socially, and then you can do it whenever. You know, and that's what I love about running. Yeah. Like that's like, you know, I love playing volleyball and other sports, but you know, you need few more people for volleyball. But with running, you just like, you know, whenever, however, wherever. It's just like,
It's so easy to incorporate in your day to day, in your life, whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
With volleyball, you need the net, and you need the ball, and you need the other people, and you need the court or something. It's but
with running, you can literally run even barefoot, and you can still do it.
There was someone in Copenhagen Marathon running it barefoot as well. Like,
it's like insane. It's always so funny to see those people. But but I think that's the beauty of that, right?
Yeah.
Bringing so many different people together.
Yeah. I mean, with running, I think COVID was definitely a thing. And I think it's also, there's a certain level of hype around it right now. Kind of a trendiness to it. I would say that people, for multiple reasons, are attracted to it. And I think it's also an aesthetic thing more than ever. I think brands are really going hard on that. And I mean, it's nice. It looks very nice. Yeah. But I think that also attracts a lot of people to the sport. And I mean, I think it's a great thing, to be honest. I think it's a...
Hey, I mean, if you wanna wear your running vest, then you do it. You know, it's a fashion choice. And, you know, actually, how it is go, I believe that everything eventually come back to fashion. It is like, I know that not everyone believes in it, because they're like, oh, I'm wearing tracksuit because I don't choose anything else, but choosing tracksuit is a choice. Yeah. You know, and then you have all the football fan. They're like, no, we just wear jerseys. I'm like, but you are like literally signing up for one club. That's your active choice, and it's close. It's just like, it's what you're wearing. It's really interesting in this way. And then, you know, now you have so many different kind of shoes, and then watches and accessories, and it is like part of the clan.
Every choice is your identity showing in any way, right? Even if you decide, I'm just gonna wear a random t-shirt, and it's kind of, you are the person who goes in whatever you have in your closet, and that's also a decision. Or
Yeah,
you
exactly.
go for that specific brand because you want to match the shoes, and you have to have everything specific together. That's also that decision. So I actually never thought about that on the fashion side, that it always comes back to that in a sense.
I think it does, but it's what also about running is great. You don't need really good t-shirts, you don't need very good shorts, and then probably it would be good to invest in some better shoes. But you know, I was running in like not even running shoes for the first year of my like running, and I loved it. It was just like my doctor told me it was a very clever idea, clever, because she was like, "What the?" But you know, that's another thing. What you know, now it seems that it's expensive, but it's really not. Like the running, it's so the most low cost and then most like friendly things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Even though you can spend a lot of money,
You can.
but even if you buy a more expensive pair of shoes compared to any other sport,
Yeah.
it's not that bad, like comparatively.
Yeah.
So
I believe that we both have some cycling friends, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's
exactly. That's a different or Ironman or
yeah,
something.
well, that's that's the next level. Yeah, it's like always like that.
Yeah.
But what is your next like run? Do you have a race to sign up for?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do the Royal Run.
Yeah, nice.
I'm until the beginning of the summer, I'm training a bit more on 5K, 10K speed stuff to try to get my faster times a bit faster, and then I have the Copenhagen half.
Yeah,
I
nice.
got a ticket from the first ballot, so I have it for so long now.
Okay, yeah.
And then I have the Amsterdam Marathon, which is gonna be my.
You're
first
gonna do
one.
Amsterdam
Yeah.
and full marathon.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I'm a little bit scared for it. I mean, I think I'll be able to do it, and
Yeah.
I'll more closer to it. I'll set a goal time that
Yeah.
I'll want to do. I don't know yet. I think it's too far off to say what I would like to do. But yeah, I'm progressing in that way. I'm gonna get a little bit faster so that I can then increase the kilometers a week and be ready. Because I don't want to go for a marathon just unprepared. I think it's
That's risky.
it's risky. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do like most of the half marathons. You can do like unprepared. I think it's still a little bit like that is you should not like I would say maybe change it. Like I think every race you should come prepared.
Yeah.
But with marathon, like for me personally, when you cross the half marathon on your marathon race and you're like, I'm just halfway through, it gives you some kind of mental stage, which I think then you really have to think.
Yeah.
And then it really becomes to be a lot of your mental battle than your legs.
Yeah.
And it's also like, and then, you know, for my first one, I saw so many people. It was so warm. It was like beautiful day, but really warm here in Copenhagen.
Was it here? Yep.
Yeah, and then that's actually 4 years ago when I.
Wow.
And then like a kilometer 37, 38. And then you're running, and then out of nowhere, you know, the distance between your other people where you're running with, it's prolonging. And now you're like maybe running with 5 people in the distance, what you can see. And you're like, wow. And then like some of them drops. And then, you know, start walking. And you're like, should I start walking?
Yeah.
Or and then it gives you that, you know, that inner conversation, which is quite interesting to have.
Yeah.
And yeah. But it's a beautiful one, and I think when it's a chosen suffering, right, and that brings something else to the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any mental tricks that you use in these situations when you're going through a struggling phase of a race or even through life in general?
Yeah.
But that you have in mind when you're going through it?
I think for me, like, I'm not sure if I'm the one who should give any advices, but
I mean, you have your things. Maybe you can help someone else. I don't know.
But for me, what helps is like for the first one, I wanted to finish it, so I make that goal of like having that 42 people in my playlist, and it was quite easy to find it because 23 of them are my family.
Okay.
So that was like, and then I have a few other friends, but then so every kilometer I thought about like, and it was quite interesting in the way that around the kilometer, and I thought about our friendships or our like relationship, and then so that keeps me going. But like last year I did my first like 50k like ultra, and that was something else because it was in Tisvildelai. It was like it's a little bit hilly.
Was it trail or was it road?
It is a little bit trail, but not crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're not like
where?
Tisvilde.
Tisvilde, okay.
Yeah, it's on there is Copenhagen and Tisvilde is on
okay.
It's like you run a little bit on the beach, but there are like also the ruin of the castle you're passing it, but mostly forest. But it's not like hills or mountains. It's a combination of those.
Yeah.
But there, I was just thinking, life is a marathon, so
yeah,
you have to just like even up your strength, and and I would say just like don't stop. Like it's like the easiest thing. What it says, just do it and don't stop. It's just like start running but that I think it's also good to think about something else while you're running. I mean, with that ultra, I was thinking about pancakes because they told
were you craving them?
Yeah,
after?
no, they told us that they have a pancakes in the finish line, and I was like, wait, so are they gonna be with a syrup, with like blueberries, Nutella? And then I was like, I know that was just my thought process, but it's yeah, and then but I'm breathing. For me, like I have a really good friend who told me how to like breathe. Just like you go like 2 times inhale and 1 like out, 2 times by nose, 1 out, and then you get into this rhythm that if you can't think, you just think about breathing, and then you get back to it, and then you start. It works for me.
That's very meditative in a sense. It's kind of like focus on your breathing, focus on your body, how it feels, and then all the thoughts that might make you stop taking over. And your body just is way more capable than what your mind thinks most of the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you connect these exactly what you say, like your mind is way more capable to do these. Plus with the breathing, you can connect with your steps. And then it's something really like, very poetic about that. Yeah. So that's what I love.
Right.
Yeah. What about yours advices? Do you have something what you would?
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, it's just I call it the rule of thirds.
Okay.
Which is which is the second third is always the hardest part of the race or of the training that I'm going through. So for me it helps a lot. Like when I'm struggling, I usually think, is it the second third? If it is, I know that I have to keep pushing and go through that mountain at that point, and then it's gonna be almost done. Yeah. And then it's gonna be easy. Yeah. Because if I'm struggling in the beginning, then it's problematic. But if it's at that point, I know that my brain will start fighting against me, and I know that doesn't matter at that point because it's what's supposed to be like. Yeah. So that helps me a lot every time in a track session, in an interval session, or in the race. I always push through and convince myself. I trust myself. I trust my body. I trust the training that I did. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. But I feel like for me, races have a little different. I approach it differently. I mean, I started running and I put some far-fetched long goals for me that helped me keep going on a day-to-day, because I think if I skip a training, I'm just postponing my goals. And maybe I'm way more focused on that and maybe not on other things together with running. I'm maybe more focused on the times of things. I know it's and from the beginning I've thought a little bit about it. It's a completely arbitrary goal.
Yeah. Could be.
Like it's doing a specific time is completely arbitrary. It's completely meaningless in a sense. But that gives me a little bit of calm. It's like I chose, as you said before, I chose this suffering. This is a pain that I enjoy going through, and then I put that effort towards this thing that I know doesn't have any higher purpose. It's just what it is for what it is, and for somehow for me that's good enough and that works. But I understand that that might not be like that for other people.
But I mean, like, it's good to set up the goals, right? Like, also, like, you know, but it can overtake the joy of like,
yeah. I mean, I don't obsess over over them, and I don't want to reach them tomorrow, because I know the moment I reach them, I need to set something larger. So I want to set something that's quite achievable, but hard.
But I think that's such a poetic thing about life, right? And then running, because I think that's you know, like, it get easier. It's always it's, I think in one of the TV shows they always talk about that it get eventually easier if you keep running. And then, you know, and that's so much about like the life, you know. It's also like you can probably run marathon straight away without any training. Maybe you can, but you're gonna regret it later on. But that's also one of the things. So it shows you that you can do it, but eventually it's a pay-off day, right? And then the running is like, if you are consistent, you will achieve it. And you know, and life is marathon. So that's also, I mean, it's something that I've taken to apply in the rest of my life. It's like in 2 years I've gotten so much better than I was when before I put consistency into it. And I feel like if I add this consistency and look at my project or my work or my relationships in the long period, you know, if I do a small thing every day and I try to improve a little bit every day, where will I be? I'll be unstoppable. Exactly. So and that's also one of the reasons why I started this project, because I think this is exactly this idea. The not that good yet is not this idea that you're not good enough. Is the idea that you can be so much if you just put a little bit today. And putting that little bit today and enjoying that process of putting a little bit every day. And it's like, as you said, a little bit. And it's, you know, it doesn't, we talk about marathons and half marathons and things like that. But I think it's also important to mention that, you know, as a runner, you can run, like, let's do 3Ks and then, you know, move your body. And then also, you know, that's enough to already hate it, because for 3 kilometers, that I have to say that first 3 kilometers, sometimes I'm like, why do I? I was like, it's too early, it's too cold, I could be at home, I could be still sleeping, I could be watching Netflix, you know, there's so many things. And then this mental, like, it's so funny, like, and now it's gonna be X, like, years when I'm running, and then still the first few kilometers I have this discussion with myself. And then, you know, then you have these like ultra guys like David Goggins who just like they're like, sometimes who gonna carry the boat? But you know, he actually in one of his interviews he even mentioned that sometimes he look at those shoes for 45 minutes. Just like he just look at them and be like, I don't wanna do this. But he knows the beneficial of that. And it's like, you know, I don't think in like, if we wanna compare to him, I think it's gonna take a long time for us to do it, because like that's full on trust. But I think just consistency is the key. That is the beauty about that.
Do you have any races lined up? Anything that you're training for?
I do run now with like on the treadmill with 14k on my backpack, and then it's like hike/run, or like we do a lot of like Step Masters, and it's not as connected to running, but it's because I'm working on my VO2 max the most right now.
So what about the mountaineering project that you were talking about? Can you share a bit more about it?
Yeah, sure. We are planning to climb Everest, not to the summit. We are going there to pick up tents. And now we are in the beginning of like decision making what we're gonna exactly do with it. But it's like the plan is to climb to because there the camp 3 and 4 is the most polluted by the people just climbing, leaving the tents behind. So our goal is to actually working with the local NGOs and then take it from there and actually climb it and pick up the tents back.
Wow,
So
that's a huge thing. That's crazy.
yeah, we thought about picking up tents and then actually making something out of it as a raising awareness that mostly Westerners we go to Nepal and then just leave waste. And our question is like, what do we leave behind when we chase our dreams?
Yeah.
That's one of the. I don't wanna be that negative person in this, but it's realistic. It's the same with actually on marathon. You can see that it's cold and in the beginning, and a lot of people just throw their
their hoodies and
hoodies
stuff.
and I could see that initiative from Spartans. What they do, they actually then use the recycle stations for that.
Yeah.
So you could actually pick it up later, which is so cool, right? But it's always, everything what we do comes with some kind of price,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But you have also people who super obsessed around running and then they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Or, so that's also like question, where is the balance? But who am I to judge? Yeah.
How did that idea come to life, and was it easy, the process of connecting with people, with NGOs from Nepal and to do that excursion? I mean, you haven't done it yet, but but how are you planning it? Or
so it started as a joke between our CEO Doron Bauer and then me, because he was like, oh, you're picking up these tents from the festivals, what about this one? And then there is an article from BBC when they announced it that there's so much trash that the cleaning up failed. Even the Nepalese army goes there and then it's still dirty. There's a lot of other textile, not textile but other waste also, like the oxygen mask, oxygen bombs, a lot of plastic, and then human leftovers. And then but we were like, okay, let's do it, because we thought like, we work with tents, we go to sell them into other festivals, like, and then why not going to the highest mountains to raise the awareness about that. And the journey in between was like, I started working on that with some guys, and then they're like, hey, we think it's too busy, like we can't do it. And I was like, okay. Then I pitched it to the other guys, and then the summer came and it was like, okay, also too busy. But then now I finally get a really good team, where actually Marius is the documentarist, and then there is one more documentarist with us, probably also joining, and then the NGOs, it's something what we've been partners already before, about the upcycling, and then news. So it's people of 2050 and then CCD. There are like 2 NGOs where we work with them about that. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's also extremely costly to do it. But I think the impact of it could be good in the way that, we raise the awareness about what actually happens there, bring the tents back, upcycle them into the garments, like what we do now, and then make a profit, and what that profit, a certain percentage go back to the Nepalese NGOs to clean up more and more mountain. So that's that's a long story about why now I don't have that many races, because it's like
you seem like you have enough of it on your plate.
Yeah. But the running, it's like, it's for VO2 max. It's longer races, slower pace. So which is bloody hard. It is like, one of the things what is just like, I actually love doing intervals. And then like in the gym where I go, we have this actually these treadmills that you push, right? Yeah. I don't know what is the
Me
proper
neither.
name, but those ones are extremely fun, and I love them. And and then you can really easily track so in a little bit number freak about how to do it. And but now it's like just making sure that you could like last longer. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's I mean, that's a great initiative. I'm really excited to see how that goes.
Thanks, man.
Is there a perfect timing to climb?
Yeah, it's have like especially Nepal have 2 windows, and then it's in the spring to June. June is like the latest when you can go.
Yeah.
And then the mountains is unpredictable, and they wouldn't suggest to go. And then in October, but usually we wouldn't. That's way lower season. It's still way too risky. So like actually there is like one big window and then one smaller one to go with. And yeah, but now there are so many rules about that. It's like maybe there will be new rule that you have to climb one of the or like summit one of the mountain in Nepal before you can go to Everest. And then all the things about getting permission to climb, then also to film all of those.
Okay, I see.
It could be a lot, yeah.
All right.
But hey, we are doing it. We are trying to figure out the best way. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you all the luck. Like it seems like such a great initiative, and I didn't know that was a huge issue in the Everest. I mean, I never really looked into it much, but it's great that that you can use your platform and your brand to do it. Like it's super nice.
Yeah, it's actually a good combo.
I think that's a good segue for another question. I think that just came to mind actually. I saw that in the Paris Marathon just not that long ago. There was some initiatives to remove the cups. And to fill. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
And to have like the filling stations. You bring your bottles or you bring your cups or something. How do you see that as you promoting both sides?
I think great idea, horrible execution. Like I saw these videos when you run there and then they have to completely stop. I mean, running here water stations are difficult. Like it's the most difficult thing. And then I see so many people bump to each other, and then you have to sometimes completely stop or depending also on your pace, because like if the faster pace, then you get actually more space to get water, but lower pace, then more difficult it get, especially in the beginning. And I mean I think it's a good initiative, but really that execution sucked. Because they just stood there like with those. It's so slow. It really slow you down. You have to and you are in the in the zone and all these, and also like starting the engine again after like kilometer 38 and then just going with it. It just I'm glad I haven't run it. And I mean there are so many other options. I don't know actually. But I haven't deep dive into it, so I don't know if this is the best option. But definitely from the point of view as a runner, must sucked. Like I think it was so bad. And from the design perspective, I think if they would offer something else, I think that would be way better. I didn't read how much of the waste of the carbon waste it's actually produced by this, but I don't think it's gonna be crazy. Like you have 50,000 people, no, maybe could be crazy. Yeah,
like the amount of cups, and if they're paper and they're very flimsy and recyclable. Yeah. I also don't know. Like I don't know the numbers to judge it. I also have a similar opinion. Yeah. I think the idea is good, but the execution, if you have been training for a long time to do a good time in this race, and then this detail is what maybe makes you not achieve what you're looking for.
Exactly.
It was not your lack of training or your lack of effort that
Yeah.
made it. It was something else, and that doesn't sit very well.
But you also don't have one water station,
Yeah.
right? You go through multiple of them.
Yeah.
So it's not that you would have to stop once. You have to stop like 12 times.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. And then you usually you have to carry your water bottle. That's mean you have to have extra gear, or it's something extra what you have to and then you should be as light as possible. When you look at the the proper marathoners, you even have people on the bike giving them so they could there are so many it is really important for you to get hydrated but also without stopping. Yeah, and it just I don't know. I really don't know if that's a big thing. I think they should just figure out what to do with that cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if that could be, but I believe they are recyclable, aren't they?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Then
I don't know.
Yeah, but funny that you mention it. Yeah, sometimes people just do it in the sake of doing it, and that for me that was the feeling of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was more like a statement than.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Is our shift making any sportswear running clothes anytime soon? Did that come to mind or?
Not yet, because our main thing is upcycling.
All right.
And then running or sports clothes come with a lot of testing, and then these things. So and then we focus on what is already here, and we could repurpose it.
Yeah.
So that gonna keep us occupied for a few more decades, I believe.
Right.
But never say never. I think there is we could maybe have a sub brand which and I think there is a interesting potential with the Everest. What that brings. So stay tuned with that project. It's InTents Everest. It will be intense.
Okay. I see.
Intense and intense. So in the tense. No. So with that, there's a potential to do something. What? Yeah, it will be still part of our shift. But can I actually ask you the question? One more question.
Of course. Yeah.
Give me advice for runners. Would you have something to pass to next generation? As the what would you say?
Yeah, I don't. Caught a bit off guard.
That's why I'm here.
I think this mental trick of the thirds is something that I really carry with me to go through hard times, in races and in other things. I think, I don't know. I associate running a lot with meditation. It's also a big part of my life. So I feel like it's something that can get you in that zone. And I really think doing it with that intent as well is something that I think can be very beneficial apart from the sport itself. And setting big goals and not being afraid.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And for me, I think what changed and made running different and made running really stick in my day today was setting big goals, not being afraid, and knowing that they're going to take years to achieve.
Yeah. Wow.
Because if you put it in I'm going to achieve it, but it maybe will take 5 years.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And if I just start today and I do a little bit here and there and consistency and putting it in 5 years, there's almost no chance that I'm not going to be there.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
And I think that's what I take the most, and I try to implement in other parts of my life.
So it gives you clarity and then mental state that everything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Exactly, yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah. Cool.
All right. And thank you for joining us.
Such a pleasure.
Here, and I'm really excited to know what happens next with that project.
Me too. And best of luck with the training for marathon.
Thank you.